Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, January 15th, 11 p.m. Mountain Time, 2020. The models aren't funny. Heavy snow in the Midwest as the sudden stratospheric warming splits the polar vortex to bring that preferred pattern to the U.S., including South Kakalaki, the lower Midwest, and the Southwest. But the big story, first blizzard of the season hits the Midwest. Did I report on that a week ago? Probably. Keep calm. It's boom time. Blizzard keeps trucking across the Midwest. It's almost over, folks. Heavy snowfall, high winds. Threat continued throughout the day in several states with 90-mile-per-hour gusts. Blizzard conditions for river country. Strongest wind gusts after daybreak as blizzard conditions were expected all day Friday. Over 1,000 without power outages, and we just pulled Power Outage US up. So let's take a look at what they have to say as it spins around and around and around. There it is, looking good. The only people that are compromised in the Northwest, and that's just about 40,000. Wind gusts up to 90 miles per hour created blizzard conditions across eastern Kiloland, wherever that is. Well, that's Kansas, the Nansis of the Schmansis, and other areas. But a strong area of low pressure slowly moved through the upper parts of the plains today and produced blizzard conditions, and let's shut him up. Moving on, dangerous conditions as blizzard brings snow winds up to 50 miles per hour in Nebraska, in Iowa. Wow. And he still has a suit on. Take a look. Expect this today. Yeah, well, they got it. Now, blizzard continues its grip on southwestern Minnesota as well. Up to 8.2 inches fell this afternoon. So, and the totals are hard to get by. But we can promise you this blizzard is moving to the northeast like a beast, and it's going to create heavy lake effect snow, which will blanket parts of upstate New York tomorrow and the next day. We'll get to the models just now. And so here we are looking at your Saturday. As that blizzard moves out of the Midwest, it's going to be less significant, but overall overarching snow all the way through the region. Just 1 to 4, maybe 5 inches in some spots. Heavy snow on the spine of the Appalachians from the south all the way north. And then we're going to be picking up that heavy lake effect snow. There's that little bundle up in the northeast. Little bundle of joy, 3 feet for that one region. And then we're looking at a secondary storm coming through Friday, Saturday, Sunday next weekend through our region, and then covering a little southern track, maybe Tennessee, maybe Kansas, maybe southern Missouri. We'll see. And South Carolina picking up some of the action. Take a look at that sudden stratospheric warming action. Just no snow in Florida yet. Now, if we look at the total precipitated water by the end of January, even Arizona, where Geezer's sitting, is going to be picking up a little snow or moisture up to an inch there, while we pick up to 4 inches in the coming 2 weeks, which is good news. The biggest totals here are the northern Sierras, so they have to keep a close eye on those dams up there. Holy macaroni. Do we have to relive that again? We may. Wintry mix in the northeast, critical fire weather in the southern California region. A large storm will bring snow and rain over parts of the Midwest and northeast like a beast. As heavy lake effect snow is expected downwind from Lakes Erie and Ontario into New England. Gusty offshore winds will drive several days of critical fire weather into Southern California. Above average and to record-breaking temperatures are expected across much of Southern California and Nevada into Arizona, which is a bonus. Matueka suffered an extreme hailstorm with damage expected to top 100 million. What is a Matueka, some ask? Well, that's where hail crushes all of the apples and you're totally fluxed. In fact, 100% of their crop is ruined and probably will go to juice. 100 million, that's a big hit. America's biggest owner of farmland is now Bill Gates. Are you kidding me? No, we can't even make this up. But we can try to light up the video for you kids out there. Let's see what that looks like. Hello. 1001, 1002, Schleville, Schlevazel. Okay. That's not too bad. Oh, we got this new prayer flags from our neighbors. Let's just line that up. How's everybody doing out there? Now, Bill Gates, America's biggest owner of farmland. Now, Bill Gates. Yeah, what in the world is he doing? And how can... There we go. Let's get it a little better. Bill Gates, the fourth richest person in the world and self-described nerd, immunologist, an expert on COVID-19, is known for his early programming skills and the creation of all the computer viruses that he's never been able to solve. But he solved this virus. After years of reports, he was purchasing agricultural lands in places like Florida and Washington. The land report revealed that Gates, who has a net worth of $121 billion, according to Forbes, has built up a massive farmland portfolio spanning 18 states. His largest holdings are in Louisiana, with over 69,000 acres, Arkansas, and almost 48,000 acres there, and Nebraska with 20,588 acres. Acres of possibilities. Can you believe that? He also has a 25,750 acre stake in transitional land on the west side of Phoenix, Arizona for a suburb. Bill Gatesville. Hello. Shut up, Al. Al says he wants to retire there. According to the land report's research, the land is held directly and through a third-party entity which Bill Gates owns called Cascade Investments. Why wouldn't you own the investment company where you invest in your investments? Why wouldn't you? Therefore, you can eliminate taxes. And anyway, Indonesia earthquake. Dozens dead after tremors and landslides hit Sulawesi, where the oldest cave art in the world is. A little 6.2 tremor hit here, and some people on the internet are claiming that, it's no big deal for Indonesia. But they simply didn't check their sources, unfortunately, those pricks. How lazy do you have to be, Ben Davidson, that you actually say that, 6.2 is no big deal, when there are, dozens dead, buildings collapse, and it looks like this. Apparently, you don't do your homework with 500,000 subs. Kilauea quake rattles much of the Big Island. A big boomer, and it's not Kilauea, it's in the rift zone. So we should be worried. Now, this is bad news, and we're going to get to it in a second at volcano discovery in a second. Seismic update. No quakes of note except the 6.2 that killed dozens, and it doesn't matter, according to some people, that actually report on seismicity. How embarrassed do you have to be to do that? Worldwide volcano news update. Normal volcanic activity until we get to the topic of discussion, which is Sulawesi, where dozens have died with a 6.2 at the surface. But here's the big story. Soufrière, St. Vincent, and we've been talking about this, and we also have to worry about, several other volcanoes in the Caribbean islands, but this lava dome continues to grow. And the most important story here is Kilauea, moderate earthquake in the Kauai district. This is in that East Rift Zone, down by the flank, south of Kilauea, where maybe some of that pressure of the lava lake is building and coming through tubes and causing some cracking. So prayers go out to them with an M4 located near the coast where a potential landslide could happen and a tsunami that could kill all the people in that region as well. So double boom prayer going out there. Amen. A lesson from 1930s Germany. Beware state control of social media. Well, it's too late for that. It's already shut down. And it's only going to get worse. So there's nothing we can do except fight back when the time comes. Norway warns of vaccination risks for sick patients over 80. Those are the people getting vaccinated now. And Norway said COVID-19 vaccines may be too risky for the elderly because after they spiked a small amount of them, 23 people died. In the country a short time after receiving their first doses of the vaccine. That's obscene. So lots of lawsuits going out there. And a heads up if the elderly that you love are about to get the jab. Read the article. That's bit.ly. We love it. Hey guys, if you haven't seen the video we put out just a second ago over on Oppenheimer Ranch Project, check it out. The oldest cave art ever found in Sulawesi, and I do not have the correct article up, but let me just break it down for you. Well, actually, let's just get it up, and we'll show you the video in just two and two. How about that? Okay, gloriously, we just pulled that up, and we got it, so let's check it out, shall we?
This is a painting of a pig from a cave in Sulawesi. We've dated it to 45,500 years ago, and we think that this is the oldest depiction of the animal world anywhere on the planet. You can see here the head of the pig, the tail and the legs, and you can see these two images of human hands next to it. We think this is the earliest known artwork produced by humans, and it's a truly amazing discovery.
And inside this valley was a large limestone cave, and in the very back of it is this beautiful scene. And this scene depicts 3 pigs, forest pigs only found on Sulawesi, and they seem to be engaged in some sort of social interaction. They might be fighting, or perhaps it's part of a mating ritual. We dated one of these pigs, this beautiful complete painting of a pig, to at least 45,500 years ago, making it what we think is the oldest depiction of the animal world documented thus far.
They use a mineral pigment, a rock, essentially ochre, which they would pulverize. It's an ironstone hematite. They would pulverize the rock, produce a powder, which they would then mix with water and other substances, other liquids, in order to produce this quite vivid, bright red paint.
This site was a really special site, and it was incredibly exciting because it's located in this hidden valley up in the highlands of southern Sulawesi. It's only literally a stone's throw away from one of the largest cities in Indonesia. It was incredibly exciting to find this complete painting. It's just this stunning depiction of this ancient animal world. We were just extraordinarily lucky that we were able to date it based on the discovery of a small mineral growth that had formed on top of the painting, which enabled us to date it using a method known as uranium series dating. Griffith researchers have been working with our long-time Indonesian collaborators now for years, going out into various islands in Indonesia, searching for new rock art sites and determine how old these cave paintings are. To find now what we think is one of the oldest cave art depictions on Earth, it's an amazing feeling, and it's a real sense of accomplishment that this Griffith-Indonesian joint collaboration has achieved.
Big heads up to the Griffith-Indonesian collaboration, because that is some of the most groundbreaking work that anyone could ever report on, and we just reported on it here for you today. Now, we're going to follow up with a final message. Burundi, coming from Burundi, and this is probably some of the poorest people on the planet and some of the most resilient and self-reliant people that exist. Subsistence farmers, just like we've been for 45,500 years. A Burundi farmer refines a new technique for preserving tomatoes. I'm sure it was in his genetics. He just tapped the Akashic record, and boom, that information was back where it was originally stored, in his noggin. But what he has done is he's simply taken his tomatoes and he stores them in his ash. He sifts the ash from his fireplace to a very fine grain through a screen, and he stores them in ash, and he can store these tomatoes 5 to 6 months, and then he can bring them back out to the farmer's market in December, January, and February and make a killing. And he's made such a killing, this farmer, by this ash storage technique, that he's opened up a bar and a restaurant, and he's going to buy a vehicle next year with his new savings. So this is just old technology brought to the forefront. He simply boxes his tomatoes in soot, fine grain ash from the fire that he sifts through a screen, like a regular screen. He didn't do anything special. He doesn't have any money, but what he has created is some of the biggest money-making techniques in all of Burundi, and he is now a hero in Burundi to his family and to his friends, and to you listening to this video and this information. You can store your tomatoes in soot and have them all winter until the tomatoes start growing in the spring again. How amazing is that? Well, that's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. When we listen to the Bushmen in Burundi, living on $1 a year, perhaps. Thanks for all you watching. Check the other video over on Oppenheimer Ranch Project that's remonetized. We're going to be doing videos on both channels. We're going to be putting up more content on Shinrin Yoku. We appreciate all of you, especially our Patreons. We would have never stayed up as a channel without our Patreons, and our Patreons are still there. Very few rise and fall, and we thank you all for watching commercial-free. Every single video I produce, I put over on Patreon. Doesn't matter if it's library, BitChute, Patreon, YouTube, or anywhere. You get it, and some special content. And more special content coming soon. Click one of the other boxes to gain more knowledge, and we appreciate you. Without you, this is not possible. Be safe. 2021 has just begun. And that's boom. To knowledge. Hello.